We've got the game of the week in the Gila Valley as Pima went down the road to battle Thatcher for their cross-conference rivalry. So sit back, kick up your feet, and check out these young men battle after a word from our sponsor. Roadrunner Rehab has been helping Gila Valley residents and athletes achieve their peak performance for over 30 years. They are now offering occupational therapy and adult speech therapy to assist in all your rehabilitation needs. Whether they're getting you back to work or back on the field, they're here to help you. Thatcher faced a test early on with a 4th and 3 from its own side of the field, but Cody Jones was up to the task and barrels his way for the first down. The drive stalled, however, and Thatcher was set to punt, but Hunter Saline bobbles the snap. Saline then avoids a tackle and just gets it off before getting crushed. The punt netted less than 10 yards, but it could have been much worse for the Eagles. Pima couldn't do anything with the ball, however, and on a 4th and 7, the Rough Riders turned the ball over to Thatcher at midfield after Jones made this textbook open field tackle on Hayden Blair. After another 4th down conversion, Thatcher took to the air as Brandon Napier dropped back and then dumped this one right into Cody Bingham's breadbasket to put the Eagles into the red zone. But on the very next play, Pima's Seth Russell knocks the ball out of Coy Ferris's hands, and Leland Thompson is there for Pima. Thompson takes off down the right side, and he has a wall of blockers. Now watch this play by Thatcher quarterback Brandon Napier as he shakes off the block and then runs down Thompson. Now maybe 77 Jacob Rasmussen handles it a few yards down the road because he was hustling as well, but you can go ahead and call this a touchdown saving tackle in my book. But as it was, the tide was turned and Pima had the ball at midfield. Thatcher's defense held, however, and on 4th and 5, Russell rolls right and directs his receiver, but the ball just goes off his hands for the turnover. Kainoa's Hawaiian Grill is the spot in Thatcher to enjoy healthy Hawaiian food with a friendly atmosphere and great service. Order in person or by the phone or online to see the tasty treat everyone is talking about. That's Kainoa's Hawaiian Grill. In the second quarter, Pima got its main horse galloping as Russell went around the left side and then delved out some quarterback-on-quarterback punishment as Napier stuck his head in there for the team and stopped the advance. Pima tried again with Jackson John at the helm heading to the left side, but it wasn't as successful as Thatcher had good penetration in the backfield. Now, watch number 52 on the right. He brushes off the initial block from Russell and then follows the play and blows it completely up by knocking the Pima blocker 3 yards backward into John, allowing Cody Jones to catch him from the backside. I'm guessing Coach Jones is circling that play in the film study. After another drop pass, tragedy struck for Pima as Pierce Ashby had trouble with the low snap and the Eagles were there to take him down to turn the ball over at Pima's 35. Pima then stuffed Thatcher on 3 consecutive plays and had all the momentum in the world when Coach Jones rolled the dice on a 4th and 10 from the 35 and had the play of the game for Thatcher. Brandon Napier took the snap and dropped back deep to avoid the rush and set up the screen. Coy Ferris snags it, and Jackson Conrad avoids a holding call as Ferris just gets around Tuddy Smart. Ferris then picked up a block to spring him, and he goes 35 yards to pay dirt to give Thatcher a 7-0 lead in the second. Looking closely, one can argue whether this was a block in the back or a legal block, but it wasn't called and the game went on as it did. Pima didn't put its head down after the play, and Jackson John took the ensuing kickoff back to near midfield. But the relentless Thatcher front line just devoured Pima all night long and stopped whatever the Rough Riders were trying to do. Thatcher was knocking on the door of the red zone with a minute left in the half, but Napier can't find anybody and Russell just gets enough of him to knock him out of bounds. Then on 4th and long, Thatcher can't connect on the deep ball and the Eagles turned it over. With time running out, Pima tried to score quick through the air, but Bingham was there for the interception and the Eagles went into halftime protecting a 7-0 lead. With amenities designed to keep patients comfortable and relaxed, Copper Hills Dental is your choice for anxiety-free dentistry. Visit our website and Facebook page or simply call 428-2750 to schedule your appointment today. That's Copper Hills Dental. Thatcher's defense continued to dominate in the third as Cody Jones comes around and knocks the ball out of Russell's hands, resulting in an 18-yard loss for the Rough Riders and forcing a punt. Then on the ensuing punt attempt, Jacob Rasmussen blocks the kick and Thatcher takes over at Pima's 25 for yet another short field. Thatcher capitalized as Ferris went untouched 5 yards up the gut for the score and the Eagles were flying on top 13-0. Thatcher was looking to add to his score later in the third as Napier zigged and zagged, but Tucker Wilkins knocked the ball out and Hayden Blair recovered for Pima. Whether you need regular pest control or have bigger problems including termites or bedbugs, Rattlesnake Exterminating is your one call to handle them all. Killer bees threatening your family? Then give Rattlesnake Exterminating a call at 485-8904. Then in the fourth quarter, Thatcher's driving again and got a lucky break as Russell sacked Napier for a 15-yard loss, but the refs say Napier got it off just before being tackled. Yeah, no. After getting yet another short field, Thatcher faced a 4th and 11 from the 31 when Napier dropped back and hit Cody Jones for a big first down near the 5-yard line. Aiden Bingham then finished the drive a few plays later with this 2-yard touchdown, and Thatcher goes to 3-0 with a 19-0 blanking of Pima. Optimal Health Systems in Pima is the original whole food supplement company with its high-potency whole food formulas absorbable at the cellular level. Come into OHS today and try our blend of supplements that thousands of doctors and athletes have used for decades.
Well, I mean, our defense was playing really well, so we felt like taking a couple gambles on offense, and we just, we said go for it, and we did, and made a couple good calls. Our front 7 are pretty nasty, and the back 4 are coming along, not giving a whole lot of room to throw to, so I think that defense is pretty good. You got Rass and Jackson Conrad in the middle. That's tough to deal with. That's a lot of football player there. So offense wasn't fantastic, but I mean, in all honesty, Pima does it to us every year. I don't know if they have our playbook or whatever, but they cut us up and we struggle with them every year. So hats off to their defense. They're very good.
Anything else you'd like to say about this game, Coach?
Nah, 3 down. Keep going. All right, go Eagles.
Reporting from Thatcher for the Gila Herald, I'm John Johnson.